Hey guys, welcome back to Keith Gibson's Hot Shots. This week is episode 2. We're going to work on the draw and the index, and we're going to make them a whole lot faster and a whole lot smoother, and we're going to eliminate a lot of unwanted movement. So stick around, check out what we got in store. Alright, so let's go over the basics of drawing your weapon out of the holster and getting it on target. You want to come out, do a straight line, and you're pointed right at the target. It sounds really simple, but there's a couple key movements that you have to do. And there's a couple that you have to avoid. Number one thing to avoid when you're doing the draw is getting out of the way of the gun so that you can come up to here. Now I know that it looks really fast if you do a hard sweep and you lean away and then you bring this and it looks fast because there's a whole lot of movement. But what you want to understand is that if you're staying still, all that movement can go away. Now you have a sweep up, out, and you're just indexed on target right away. Okay, so we're gonna avoid that sweep, get it into here, and I know that it looks dramatic when I'm doing it like that. I'm doing it so that you can see it, but take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and draw. Try not to do anything different. Do you go like this, or are you actually just getting out of the way a little bit? Because depending on your body makeup, you may need to lean a touch if your holster's too tight to your body, but really, I'm sure you're exaggerating it if you're moving at all. If you're staying still, great. Then we can go right on to the next tip. The other thing that I see that's a lot of wasted movement on the draw is when we go from the draw into the index. Now, what you want to do with a drawed weapon is come up, turn, grab it, come back out, press the trigger because you're already on target. As a matter of fact, when I do it that way, I can actually pick up my sight so early. Right about here, I could actually fire. And then here, when I'm fully extended, not locked, but fully extended, it only gets better. So that is the way that I like to do it. What I see a lot of people do is come out, rotate, everything's going good so far, and then they even grab it, but then they come up in the swoopy action. When you swoop up like that, you're gonna go right by the target and then have to come back down onto it. Or you're gonna break your shot as you swing up. It's just a lot of inconsistent movement, and depending on what the stage is, you might actually be coming down onto a really small target. It might not just be one you can rip a shot off as soon as you get out of the holster. So sweep, hand, up, rotate, hand together, press. And it looks like I might be a little bit to the one side or the other. I'm really not. It's pretty centered up. We're just gonna go sweep, rotate, press. So at full speed, what we're talking about is, and it's just smoother. I'm not moving a whole lot. I'm not getting my body out of the way. But what I'm not doing is coming out and getting this big swoop and then having to resettle. Like I said, I can actually fire right about here. I'm not even extended yet. Before I even press out, I could fire if I had a really easy hose stage. I just want to get some rounds on target. All right, so just to prove to you what I'm saying is, you can come out here, be pressing out and take a shot. I'm just gonna do a couple of those for you. I'll do it at half speed, and then I'll do it where it's about full speed, but slow enough that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm coming up, I'm coming here, I'm pressing out, I'm gonna make a shot right there. I know that seems like I'm really, really not pressed out, and it's because I'm not. You really don't have to be. If you're coming straight out to here, joining it and pressing it, I'm already on target. The sights are even below my line of sight, but still, as you can see, all I have to do is be indexed. That consistent index. The way that I point the gun at the target, every time, no matter what position I'm starting, I could be sitting, it's that consistent up, grab it, push. If you do it the same every single time, you really don't have to think much when you draw. That first shot's just gonna be there. So let's try it the other way. Let's try and swoop up. Out, swoop up, settle back down. I'm still gonna hit, I'm still gonna make center hits when I take my time and get my sights, but it's just not as easy as coming out here and just making sure I get one on there right away. It's just something you want to consider. It could speed you up a whole lot. Okay, so I think that I've demonstrated how I like to draw and the things I'd like to see people do different. What I forgot to show you was people that get out of their way. Let's just go over that really quick again. So here's the way we want to draw. Okay, nice, quick, you can actually press the trigger before you even get on target. Here's the way that I see a lot of people trying to get out of the way of the gun. It's going to require a whole lot more movement. Out of the way, get into it, and then I finally get the shot off, but I have to get my sights before I'm even sure where my gun's pointed. Whereas this way, I'm just on target every time. It's like somebody that shoots rifle a lot. You see them look at a target, they bring the gun up, and the target's automatically there in the scope. They're not looking around, searching for that target, trying to find their eye relief, because it's that same thing they do every time. That same presentation, it's just future of habit. And you can do this in your house. What I want to do is go over a couple drills that'll help you make this more consistent, but you can do it at home without burning any ammo. So drills you can do in your house without burning any ammo. The very first thing to do is the last part of that sentence. Make sure there's no ammo. We've got nothing in the gun. There's no ammo sitting around that I can grab by accident and put into the gun. You don't even need a magazine for this. So what I want you to do is go up to a wall. If you have a place where you can actually put some carpet on the wall, that's even better. But you're gonna go up to the wall, you're gonna get into your own stance, and then just sneak forward until you're just barely touching the wall. And that's what I want you to do, is just assume your natural firing position and make sure that you're just barely touching the wall, okay? Now, it'll keep you from short stroking your draw and trying to do weird things, which you might have to do if you have barriers and stuff. But this is just about getting that index perfectly natural, doing it the same every time. So, what I want you to do is come out, touch the wall. That's it. But when you do that so many times that you feel that solid, yeah, that's where I want to be. Yeah, that's where I want to be. Come on out, get there. It'll just give you that muscle repetition, and you're going to get to that point where the index is going to feel the same every single time. Then you can also put a spot on the wall. Get rid of the carpet on the wall now. Just have a little teeny tiny spot. Again, make sure you're completely unloaded. You're going to look at that spot. You're going to look at it. You're going to come out. You're going to put your sights on it. Then you're going to go ahead and reholster. Do that a few times, and then you should close your eyes. Just shut them completely. Take the same stance, take the same index, open up your eyes, and be honest about where your sights actually are. You should be, if not on the dot, within a couple of inches after doing that for a month or two. And it's stuff that you can do. I mean, you can do this 2 minutes a day. Every time you walk by that spot on the wall, just hit this drill really quick. And it's nothing more than muscle memory and repetition. And I'm going to prove to you in a second how beneficial that can be. Well, just to prove to you how effective all those repetitions can be, I'll try one with my eyes closed. Now, mind you, there's nobody behind the camera. I have a huge backstop. There's nothing that could possibly go wrong here. But it's a valid point. You should be able to look at your target, get centered up, okay? Mental sight picture where that is, come out, and just like that, without being able to even see the target, you know, you've got a completely viable index. You've got your sights lined up just by your body positioning, because you've done it the same so many times. It's unlike any other. I'm telling you, when you come out and you've just got your sights lined up already, the game becomes so much easier. So do those draws, get on that one target, get on that dot on your wall in the garage or wherever it is. Just make sure you don't have any ammo around, obviously, and do those drills. You'll be a lot more consistent, you'll enjoy the game more, and you'll improve. Do it in slow-mo. You're coming up, pressing out, hit the press, got your sights, bang, you've got a shot off. But it doesn't have to be that precise. If your index is absolutely perfect every time, a lot more like that, where I'm just recognizing that I have a front sight, I'm not even really grabbing it. As I continue to shoot and move, I will. But for right now, it's just getting that first grab. Alright, so I know the footage was probably a little rough. I didn't have my camera gal. I didn't have Ray to shoot against at the end. But next week, we should be able to have a little bit better of a video for you. Plus, the sound bite should be better because we'll actually have a real mic. Go figure. But hopefully you took something away from this week's episode. What I want to do next week is probably focus on transitions a little bit. You can get a sight picture a lot faster than you would think. And I'll just give you a sneak peek. But we're going to be still using that draw we worked on this week, and then we're going to make it into a 2-target affair. And I know it seems like I probably didn't have a sight picture there. For For the first one, you're right. That was an index shot. The second one, I had my sights. There's no reason why you have to slow down more than just getting over and stopping, but we'll cover that in detail next week. See you then.